Well, hello everybody. G-Bear homesteading the desert here on the 4th of July, 2018. Happy Independence Day to everybody. We're going to get through this pretty quickly because this is the third time I'm shooting this. Every time I get up to the container area, all of a sudden somebody calls or something happens and something pops on the screen and it cuts off my video. Well, I'm going to try this time, and if it doesn't go through this time, I'll do it in two parts. Anyway, you'll see that all the plants are looking good here, and look at the little sprout that I pointed out a few days ago to the coming out of the grapevine, and then the grapevine branch is just happy as can be, and it's headed towards the wire, but I think I'm going to put a trellis there to stop it because I don't want it going through the wire and then the critters getting on there and chewing the ends of my branches off. But my cilantro is doing good and all of that. The reason I did come in here is not for the sweet potatoes or anything like that, but because I missed this yesterday, I wanted to show you. I've got Bartlett pears set on my tree here, and I've got sprouts ready to bud and burst all over the place here, so I'm going to get some pears out of that. And I also have some flowers that opened up here on my tangerine tree, and the flowers are coming out all over the place. You remember this little peach tree here? This is a freestone peach tree, and it was all yellowed out, but it's green now and it's happy. I won't get fruit on that this year because the trunk is too young. It's not brown yet. It's still got green in it, so that's not going to set any fruit. I'm still hoping I might get a few buds popped out over there on my nectarines and my apricots and things like that, but I don't know. We'll see. Of course, I've got a lot of fresh growth coming out here, so that's the royal apricot. We'll see. It might just pop and give me some fruit. I wanted to show you that before I headed on up. And out here in the desert right now, because of the heat we've been having, it's been well over 100 degrees every day for the past 2 weeks, and there's the heat wave that's supposed to come this weekend and really get hot. But anyway, the ants have been popping up everywhere. There are ants everywhere. Big black ones, big red ones, little black ones, little red ones, little black and round red ones. They're everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Well, I noticed that I had a nest of them coming up, actually 2 nests of them coming up underneath my housing foundation here, and I put some taro bait out there, and it slowed them down. That's been out here for 2 days now, but it's wet because I mixed some dishwashing liquid with water and I poured it down there, and that usually helps. But I came up with an idea. What I'm going to do before I put the flooring boards on here is I'm going to get a big container of diatomaceous earth, and I'm going to put it in my seed spreader and run through here and spread it all over. I'm going to coat everything with it, the wood, the ground, the pipes, you name it. Everything's going to get diatomaceous earth on it. And that should keep the ants out from underneath my house, because if they're under there, they'll find a way inside, and then I'll be dealing with them down the line. So I want to nip that in the bud before it goes any further. All right. And you see my tank sitting out there. That's the one that I connected last November, and it finally ran out, so I had to switch to tank number 2, and I'll take that one in and get it filled up before the end of the year. No rush. I've got 200 pounds of it still sitting there, and I've got backup containers inside that just in case it of an emergency, I'll have propane for a week or 2. Anyway, you see that I got my workbench in, and I got my wood lathe and my grinder and my little drill press over, because I put the big old Craftsman over on that bench because I needed a wider bench for it. And that thing right there, that old Craftsman, that's really, really heavy. As you see, I set the ropes up there, and I put a 3-to-1 pulley setup on it, and I still had to use the winch on the ATV to pull that, to raise it up, to get it up onto that counter. But hey, I work smart, not hard. You'll see my milling machine's back there now. So I've got that in place. And you say, well, how did you get that in there? You don't have any ropes over there. Well, that's right, I don't. What I did was I hoisted it up here with the winch on the back of my trailer, because I used the trailer to move it from one unit to the other. Then I had that rolling cart right there. I put it on the rolling cart and I brought it over there. Well, there was about a 4.5-inch difference in the height between the rolling cart and the bench it had to go on. So what I did was I started rocking that unit back and forth and putting blocks of wood under it. That's what the blocks are there for, until I got it up level with the table it was going to set on, and then I slid it into place. So it didn't take me more than maybe 20 minutes to get that into there, and that's all done now. And I got to get these little containers. I got to get a piece of plywood on the wall. I'm not sure where I'm going to put those yet, but I'm going to have those all behind the workbench where I can get to the parts when I need them. And I sorted some stuff out inside the drawers, and I swept the floor a little bit, and I moved some stuff underneath the counter, stuff I don't use all the time. And that saw up there, that's for cutting metal, and that'll cut 1/4-inch plate steel. So I'm going to be moving that to the back of the unit here pretty soon. That's going to go back on that other set of shelves that I set up back there for the once-in-a-while tools. Well, we'll move over here to the last container, and you can see I made a big hole in there with moving that milling machine and that drill press out of there. So I got to get some more shelving in there, but I still got to move that roller brake, and I've got to move those oxyacetylene tanks, and I got to make room in the back end of the first container. So that's the next chore that I've got to work on, and then I'll have all of my stuff sorted out, and I'll be able to get to most of it. Then I've got to get working on the back area back there, because I had to turn down a couple of lock jobs a while ago because I had no place to work on them. And I can't work in that mess back there. So, well, that's all there is to it for today. The girls are doing well down there. They're happy. They filled up my egg carton again this morning. We'll probably get some more tomorrow morning, or there's probably some in there already today. But I don't need to bring them in. The eggs will, fresh eggs, unwashed, will last anywhere from 14 to 20 days without refrigeration. So there's no big deal or no big rush to move the eggs. And if the eggs, the chickens or the hens aren't pecking and breaking eggs, then you got nothing to worry about. So you can leave a few in the nest, and it actually helps promote more egg laying. So that's the way I'm going with that. And I just want to finish this off with a salute to the fireworks. Oh yeah, and also up there by the old compost and garden area, I put the old coyote feeder up there, but I use it for water. And I put 2 gallons of water in there every night, and it's gone in the morning. And I put food over there by the dinger targets, and they eat all the food. So those dogs are coming around at night, but they're not bothering my chickens. I haven't seen any footprints over there. They just go right there, they drink all the water, and they eat all the food. So at least they're not starving or dying of thirst out here in the desert. That's a good thing. All right. Fireworks were down that way on the horizon. They went on for over an hour on Saturday night. I don't know if there's going to be any fireworks tonight. I think the city of Adelanto boasts about a really large fireworks display for 4th of July. So if there is, maybe I'll come out and see if I can record that in the dark. That's all there is to it, people. Enjoy your holiday, and those of you who are spending the extra time off till the weekend, enjoy yourselves. Be safe out there. Talk to you soon.